Think it, say it, make it, that's the plan. Build it, shape it, do what you can. Sparks fly in the workshop shakes, Cobra creates.
Welcome back to the channel. I have been doing a bit of 3D printing. I've touched on it before, but I'm getting a bit more serious now. Look. This is a bulldog that I lost, my old Stanley. 3D printed it. Did a predator. Pretty detailed predator with the dreads. What else have I done? This fella. Right. You're thinking, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, just any bulldog, any predator. But not quite. So what's actually happening is I'm using a program called Meshy Ai. It's a great bit of software online. Do you remember when they did the action figure craze that was on a little while ago? Well, I modelled sort of a typical version of me at work because I'm a tattoo artist. So that's my usual attire. But it's a caricature, obviously, and I've even put my name on the back. I doubt you'll be able to see that, you never know. Terry Cobra, they would call me. So yeah, a few problems though. So what I'm having is the glasses are extremely thin. Sorry, the camera's focusing on me a little bit too much there. The glasses are a bit thin, so when the supports are taken off, it obviously snaps the glasses. I've managed to stick this back with super glue. But yeah, so the idea is to get this, put it in a little package, hang it on the wall as if it's for sale. Wouldn't it be funny if I could sell one? That'd be really good, wouldn't it? I'm sure someone would buy me. They love me, really. So yeah, anyway, so I use this program called Meshy Ai. You can either type it in as a prompt or send it in as a picture. So what I've been doing is I've been going on ChatGPT, typing in what I want as a description for Meshy, and it's not as fussy as ChatGPT at the moment. It seems to be pumping out copywritten stuff, obviously like Hellboy and Predator. It's not doing anything. I guess because you're taking full responsibility of it, but ChatGPT will give you the prompt. So that's how I've been doing it, and that's how a lot of people do it. They do the prompt and then go over to Meshy Ai. So none of this is new news. However, I wasn't totally happy with the outcome straight off the bat. So I've been using another piece of software that I've been using on my iPad called Nomad Sculpt. And on there you'll see the model that I'm talking about. So what I've done is I've took it from Meshy Ai as an STL, imported it into Nomad, and then I will export this to my P1P Bambu Labs 3D printer. I'm just using a basic white filament. They've got a deal on it at the moment. If you buy 10, you get them for like a tenner each or something, just under. It's really good value because usually they're $17.99 a roll. So I've been printing like mad at the moment. So I'm just about to send that across to my printer, and then hopefully, because I've thickened the glasses a little bit, so hopefully they'll be strong enough for me to I'll peel away the filament and hopefully the glasses won't snap off. So that's our little project for today. The glasses look nice and thick there, and there we go. But you can see where that support is around them eyes. I'm just going to see what it looks like. If I use normal, let's print it, let's slice that again. It might not hold on to the glasses too much, I'm thinking. Maybe we'll see what happens. Yeah, it looks like it's going to hold on to it too much to me. No, I don't like that. I like it to be tree. Slice that again. There's someone out there who's obviously, well, might look at this and say, well, you know, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. I'm just blagging my way through it, that's all. There we go. Right, so with a bit of luck, with a little bit of luck, we might. I mean, someone said do the glasses separately, but I want to bang a few of these out. So, right, so the unusual thing I'm doing here, usually go print straight to there, but that means it's got to go to a server, as far as I understand it, and then back to this. And that's all right, but two things. I think, one, privacy. Not really keen on that. Everything going to a server and being saved. I don't know if that's the case. But I like to remove the SD card from the machine. I've got a little adapter here. Put that in there. Then I'll save to that and put it back in the hole. But I'm going to say export plate sliced file. Alright, and then it will let me export it to that card. It goes in model, and then we're going to give it a title. I'm going to call it me and save. So I'm going to press print, and away we go. Right, this is the next day. Probably noticed a few things moved around. I've got something lasering in there, so there's a little bit of background noise, but I have got hopefully a filter on my microphone that's taking some of that out for you. So the reason it's the next day is because I made another small model, this size, but it broke. I've super glued it, so back to normal. And then, like, to paint it, it was a little clumsy because it's so small. You know what I mean? So I was making a bit of a bodge job of it. So I thought, you know what, glasses are too thin. There's only one thing for it, right? And that's to make it bigger. So overnight, I printed out a very big version of me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel off this support, and hopefully it will come off nice and clean. I'm still going to take it easy though, because they're still, by the look of it, very thin. But we'll see how it goes. Check it out. Yeah. There we go. We're good. We're good. We've got it off. And now I can just peel these off. Got to be a little bit careful with this tattoo machine as well, so I'll just peel that away slowly, just in case I break something. Right, let's paint it then. Just using a black primer because I'm going to seal it afterwards anyway. Obviously you want to be wearing masks and be in a well ventilated area. Everything can be black because he's wearing what I wear at work is black latex gloves. So that's handy, isn't it? He ain't got to do skin on the hands because he's wearing gloves. So this all got to come into play when you're maybe doing one for somebody else, or you're doing your own one. You're going to have to consider all this stuff, because when it comes to painting it, it ain't easy. Now this to give you an idea is height wise is really drop it across here. Height of this is 240 millimeters high, so 9.5 inches tall. So it's quite big, which is going to help when it comes to painting it. You've got to turn it upside down to make sure you don't miss anything, because spray dust tends to get missed. So I use these artist pads. Use them once, peel it off, chuck it away. They're great. And if you're not finished your job like I did earlier, I was just doing a bit of testing to see skin colour. I mean, it's difficult, skin colour's difficult. But I'm going to use some, just some cheap, sounds expensive, Crimson and Black acrylic paints. They're all called that. Some of the posh stuff is Windsor and Colvin and Co. You know, flash names for artists to buy into, I guess. Right. So anyway, I'm going to use a mix of burnt sienna, and a drop of white for the skin colour, and then I'm going to use the acrylic black. Where's the acrylic black? Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold the phone a minute. There we go. Acrylic black. Right. So I'm just going to use 3 colours. I'm not going to use anything fancy as far as brushes is concerned. Although I have got a really nice brush to do the glasses with. So hopefully that will be fine. I wish this would have it. I'm going to stick this in front of the ear. See him there? Little fella. I want it to be fairly small, but not too small, I'll get bored. You know what I mean? I mean, that looks alright. Right, so a little bit of burnt sienna. A little bit of white. Mostly white, to be honest. I'll get my Dahlia and Rowley brush and I'll dip it in the sienna, nice little chunk on there, and then I'll whack it in the white, and let's see what we get. That's not bad. It's probably a little bit dark, maybe. No, I think that's pretty good. Pretty good colour, right? paint. Paint his little mush. Got to be careful with the build-up of paint, because you don't want it to be too heavy, because you'll have brush strokes in it. So just try and keep it light. Keep your brush strokes going the same way. The hat is a little bit off there, but when I come to do the glasses, I'll touch that in with a bit of acrylic black. I'm just going to take it past it with the skin, so it's a little bit. There we go. Because it's hard, once you've mixed up a batch of skin colour, it's hard to get a match again really, so you want to mix up enough. I didn't really mix up enough here, so I'm getting a little bit of a lighter tone when I'm mixing it with the water, but it should be alright. Alright, so that's the skin tone done. So I've got to let that dry, but while that's drying, I'm going to use some Hooker's Green. Interesting, Hooker's Green, because I always wear green. Both of my studios are themed as green, so in green should I say, so I always wear a green t-shirt, so that's what I'm going to do. Put a green t-shirt on him. This model has got a quite an undercut on there, so I've got really, which is amazing. That's what makes it special, I think. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more, because I don't want my black mixing with that, so I'll do the tattoo machine. I'll have a little bit of what we got here. Yellow ochre, that might be a nice gold to use. And then for the coil, the single coil in the middle, I think maybe a little bit of crimson. A little bit of crimson. It started sounding like that fella on a big hair. What's his name? Bob. Mr. Ross himself. A little bit of crimson, a little friendly. A little bit more coffee. Tastes like paint now. Lovely. So we'll do the gold on the machine first. Yeah, this is going to be nice for, like, if you can be bothered to make one for a surprise for someone. But what you got to remember is that piece of software, what's it called, Meshy Ai, is a little bit hit and miss, right? And it's a subscription based software. Am I saying software? Is it right? Software? I mean, it might be a bit of an old term now, but I think it's software. Yeah, it's paid subscription. I don't think it's too much money for what it actually does, especially if you want to start selling this stuff. You know, you could literally pump these out. Right, what do they cost? There, here's a good one. What do they cost? I reckon they cost, although they've got a deal on, forget that for a minute. Let's just call it a score, a £20. Call it 20 quid to make one of these. Let's just say there's no way it's 20 quid, because it's a kilo, and this don't even weigh a kilo. This weighs, hang on, let me get some scales. I'll tell you how much it costs. Hang on, I'm going to tell you any lies. Let's have a look at these scales. So that is 216 grams. Alright, let's say 250 grams for argument's sake. A roll of white filament costs £17.99, but let's call it 20 quid. Quarter of that, it's cost me a fiver to make that, £5. Right, so that's your materials. Then you've got your paint, and I mean I'm doing this all real time, and obviously you're not seeing that. But I mean I've only been sitting here an hour, so it ain't like it's taking forever to do. Do you get what I mean? So £5 for your materials. Let's say 2 hours to paint it. Let's just, for argument's sake, let's put you on minimum wage for a minute. Say 15 quid an hour. 15 quid an hour is £30, right? You want? You got your fiver, £35. All right, you got your wear and tear on your machine. 40, 50 quid. And I'm laser engraving a backing board for this to sit on. You know, if someone wanted to buy one of these for their dad for Father's Day or for Christmas, that's a special thing. That absolutely special thing. I would have loved something like that. So let's just say they're going to buy it for. It's expensive. Don't get me wrong. It's not a cheap thing. But let's say they're going to spend 70. But it's personal. 70 quid, 80 quid. You know, you've nicked a bullseye, and you've done it in a couple of hours. I don't know. Depends how much you need the money, right? How much you want money, I guess. When I first bought my laser engraver, I punted it out to pay for the machine. So I was doing engravings of dogs and a couple of Christmases ago, and it paid for itself in the first few weeks. Now that didn't mean, oh, now I'm going to start earning money, because that's when I was quite happy with that. A free machine. Quite happy with a free machine. I'm not interested in the switching my job up to do this, but it's a great hobby. I absolutely love it. I mean, it just so happens I've got a day off today, and people say, what do you do on your day off, or where do you find the time to do stuff? There's a lot of hours in the day. You can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do stuff, can't you? If you want. It's up to you. Here's my paintbrush. Missed a bit of gold there, Till. Missed a little bit of gold. Right, nice little fine tip on this brush. And here we go. Let's paint it. I always do the tricky bits last, you know, just so you can warm up a little bit. Warm up a little bit. It's getting scary now. The old hand is starting to shake. Nearly done it there. And obviously the better the brush, the more chance you've got, because it ain't fluffing up all over the gaff. Come on, be brave. Oh, I've touched it. Fuck it. Be brave, I said. Alright, we'll let that dry and I'll touch it in. Simple as that. Now, eyes. I mean, it's going to be a mess, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a toothpick. A toothpick, because I've got toothpicks. Let's see. I'm going to get a little bit of black on the end of my toothpick. I'm going to go in with the centre of my eye, which I reckon is Yeah, a couple of little eyes. Right, it looks a bit weird, but you know, I'm a bit weird, so. Now, in tattooing, any old pin-up stuff, you would do an eye. Grab a pen, pencil. We do an eye. Can we see on it? Yeah. We do an eye like we do the. This is on the 1950s sort of pin-up stuff, right? Do a little eye like that, little dot, and then just go over the top with that, and it sort of gives you the impression of an eye. That's what I'm going to do. I can't keep my hands still enough because this is tiny. Here we go. Look. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So now we've got our touch-ups to do. We need some lips. So I think a bit of brown sienna again. Just nip a bit of that. So a little bit darker than the skin tone. Just a little bit darker than the rest. Yes, so he's got some lips. I'm tempted to touch in the ears as well. Let's do a little bit right in the ear hole. Whatever you call it. A whole of the ear. Just a bit darker in there. And in there. And then up the nose. So in light burn, I made like a backing thing. I did it on Procreate. I used ChatGPT. With a little description of what I wanted. I do use a standard size wood. So I've had to keep it to that size. And if you're interested in the settings, I can tell you the settings. So I've got the image, so the black and the grey, going on at 80 speed and 100 strength, and it's on grayscale, and 0 on like where the white bits are. And then for the line, I'm using 3mm basswood, so I will use a 3 speed and 100 power. I think that's it. I think I'm happy with that. I think he's done. I could go in with the airbrush, give him some contours and so. Oh, I'll tell you what we ain't got, because I'm sort of noted for these big old boys, these eyebrows. So maybe we need just a little bit of stainage above the eyebrows, above the glasses, just for a little bit of eyebrow action. I'm happy with my little mate. Oh yeah, I was talking about the green quite on. It's good. Then I've just got to wait for the laser engraver to finish off the backing board, and I'll attach it and I'll show you that. So a little pal. Now I'm going to use Pro XL, I guess it looks like, Pro XL Matte 1K lacquer. I've given it a good shake up. So you just want to seal all this off, right? Same again, underneath. Make sure you get it all, especially on the skin. And then it's wipeable then, you know what I mean? Make sure you're doing it in a well ventilated area with a mask on. Be told. Okay, so made this on my laser engraver. Now the reason I didn't do it in cardboard or in colour is because I've got a laser engraver and I haven't got a printer that prints out bits of cardboard and be stiff enough, so I thought use what I've got. Now this is a design that I did via ChatGPT, and then I took it back into Procreate and made some adjustments. It did take a few goes to try and work this out, but the idea is, so this is tie strap, zip tie, whatever you want to call it. Goes through the slots that I've made there, right? Pull that through there. And now this little fella's arm goes through there. that. It's going round his waist, under his jacket, and then back through the other eye, like so. And then I'm going to zip it up. Hang on. Get it so his feet are on the bottom there, so when it stands up, it's in the right position. Yep. And there he is there, in all his glory. Trim that off the back. And you've got yourself an action figure that you can hang up on the wall, or I'll show you, we can actually make it stand up. Turn it round. And there he is. So just to summarise, okay, because a lot of bits of software were used in this creation. So we used Bambu Labs, obviously, to 3D print it onto the Bambu Lab P1P. There's no AMS, this is all hand painted, as you just saw. Initially, it was a ChatGPT description. I'll try and poke the picture up now of me dressed like this, like a caricature of me anyway. And then once that was done, I put that into Meshy Ai, and Meshy Ai pumped out, hopefully I can show you this. After that, I went into Nomad Sculpt and smoothed a few things out. He was a bit fat as well. I'm a chunky boy, but you know, he needed to be slimmed down a little bit, and he had some artifacts that I wanted to sort of like iron out and smooth out and stuff. Especially the glasses. I went back in quite a few times to try and thicken the glasses up, and even now they're really, really thin still. But I like that because otherwise it'd be too thin. So out of Nomad Sculpt, straight into Bambu Labs, sliced the plate, and then printed it out. And then I think that's all the software we used. Oh, Lightburn to do the engraving. Hand painted, mounted onto a board. I think job done. I'll try and leave some links below for the software, but I'm sure I'm not educating you in any of the software because I'm really using it in a basic way, but somehow I've achieved this, which is, I think, pretty cool. So yeah, thank you for watching, and look out for the next thing. I'm getting into this 3D printing now, so it's probably going to be more of this. So yeah, thanks again. Bye for now.